In the Australian bush and other areas bordering the Indian Ocean, you can find small spiders perched in the center of distinctive, incomplete webs. The webs always have a V-shaped section missing from the top, with the actual spider sitting at the bottom of a chain of webbed orbs. Of course, the other distinctive trait is that the spider has a tail, a long tail, usually ending in scorpion-like lobes. These spiders belong to the genus Arachnura. The Arachnura are related to the more common orb-weavers, the common garden spiders which build very distinctive webs you have likely seen before. The Arachnura were first discovered on the island of Reunion in the Indian Ocean. The genus is fairly widespread, found across the islands of the Indian Ocean, Madagascar, Ethiopia, Congo, South Africa, and far to the north in India. In the Pacific, they can be found from Korea and Japan throughout Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. While the group was originally described in 1863, the most comprehensive modern treatment for the taxonomy of the Australasian species was published in 2019. The paper examined all Arachnura material from Australia and New Zealand and will be linked in the description. Back to the tailed spiders. The tail of these spiders is an extension of the abdomen. In most spiders, the abdomen is generally round and ends in the spinnerets, the part that produces the webbing. In Arachnura, the abdomen continues beyond the spinnerets in a long, tapering, flexible projection. This projection is not a separate appendage, although it can be moved and has its own musculature. In adult females, this tail extension can exceed a third of the total length of the abdomen. Only female Arachnura spiders possess a long tail. Male Arachnura either develop a stubby tail or no tail at all, and the males look so different from the females that you would assume they were a different species. The female's tail serves as a defense. When the Arachnura female is threatened, she curls the tail upward and forward over her body, arching it towards her head like a scorpion. The defense reportedly causes hesitation in predators, particularly birds. Hypothetically, they rethink the attack in case the spider really is a scorpion. The mimicry has a big flaw though. There is no stinger. The tail is soft integument from its base to its end, and completely defenseless. Even though there is no stinger, females still have fangs and venom glands, capable of causing nasty bites on humans. The size difference between the males and females extends beyond the tail. In Arachnura higginsii, heavily studied Australian species, the adult female's body is about 1.5 centimeters long, while the adult male only reaches 2 millimeters. Sexual dimorphism in size is not unusual in orb weavers, but in Arachnura the difference is big enough that the males are actually difficult to find or completely unknown to science. The rarity of male Arachnura in the scientific literature is not entirely explained by their small size. Males of tiny spiders are routinely found and described when researchers dedicate enough effort to finding them. The persistent absence of males in many Arachnura species suggests either their lifespan is extremely short, that their activity patterns are restricted in some way, or that they spend their time in a completely different habitat than the females. To make things more difficult, the morphological variability documented within single species of Arachnura is big enough to cause serious confusion even among specialists. Females of the same species can vary widely in color and marking patterns. This kind of intraspecific variation is common in orb weavers, but in Arachnura, it is complicated by the fact that the tail shape and size also vary with age, meaning that a juvenile and an adult of the same species look very different. But returning to their weird webs, the large V-shaped opening at the top of the web is not simply left empty. When females reach maturity, the gap is filled with egg sacs. The female produces a series of rounded, woolly balls containing eggs. She strings these sacs together in a vertical line, running from the center of the web upward into the gap. Each new sac is added to the chain as it is produced. Once the egg sacs are in place, the female takes up a fixed position at the bottom of the chain, at the center of the web, where the sac string meets the main structure. She stays there unmoving, day and night. Her legs folded inward, long tail extending upwards, body aligned with the vertical chain of egg sacs, making the whole assembly appear to be a piece of debris caught in the silk, rather than a living spider guarding her eggs. The best known, or at least the most researched species in this group, is probably Arachnura higginsii, which was first discovered in Queensland, Australia. It occurs across most of Australia, including Tasmania, and is common mostly in vegetation around streams, but sometimes people's suburban gardens. The size difference between the males and females is huge, as I've said before, which makes finding the males extremely difficult. The females had been known for decades before anyone stumbled across a male of this species. Beyond the physical description, habitat preferences, and web structure, almost nothing is known about this species. And this is the best known species. We have known about it for 150 years. It's widely found across Australia, and that's basically it. We think it's probably a generalist predator, given where it lives and its sedentary lifestyle, but we don't even know that for sure. This bizarre group of scorpion-tailed spiders is mostly a mystery nearly 2 centuries after they were discovered.